You hear that, y'all? You hear it? It's a sound of freedom. Makes me even want to get up and dance. Woo! 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 Oh man, so pumped up for some freedom. I don't know about you guys, but I love honking my horn. I be like, beep, 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 motherfucker, little hurt. Beep, 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 motherfucker said hurt. Beep, 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 beep. Beep. I fucking love honking horns. You know why? Because I'm a honky. Because I'm a honky. Get it? I like to honk horns because I'm a honky. But seriously, though, I'm white as fuck. All right. All right. Who's ready for some fun this afternoon, this evening? Whatever the hell time it is. All right. Got some people lining up in the chat to hear what I have to say. That's good. If you're coming on in the door, we just started. Smash the thumbs up button. All right, you missed my horn honking, but there's plenty more horn honking where that came from. Don't even think that I'm finished honking this horn. I am an actual honky. I've been doing this long before the convoy started, all right? I was honking my horn way before you guys were talking about the convoy. I own a vehicle, has a horn. I have honked it several times. Eric Radlon says it's dark. That's night, right? Technically speaking, I don't know where you live, so I can't assume that it's any time of day because you could be watching me from a completely different time zone. And so since I am a worldwide phenomenon, I am world famous, I have to assume it's yesterday and today and all times of the day. So that's how that works, Eric. Thanks for asking. Chris Money in the house says, hey, Jake, I ate 90% raw egg last night in your honor. Well, that's one hell of a way to honor me, eating 90% of an egg. And you live to tell the tale. So obviously things are going good. All right. Chris Money says, I was trolling the shit out of a truck or convoy live chat often on today. It was so fun. He also says, I notice all the freedom people get the most triggered when you talk about how they have no issue going and protesting against corrupt politicians, but back down in the face of corrupt cops. Yeah, this is what I want to talk about, and I'll get to it here when a few more people gather. We're going to mostly discuss this convoy because I have been talking about it for weeks. I told you guys that this damn convoy was coming weeks ago, that they were going to head to DC, and their initial plan was to block off the bridge, the Beltway Bridge, but now apparently they're just driving around in circles, and so it looks like they're trying to gather more support from the locals and waiting for more trucks to show up and join in. But as of now, so far, the reports that I have watched is that they drove around town in a circle, basically. So they didn't actually shut anything down. And apparently, these truckers are going to talk to lawmakers. Think about that. Some truckers are going to discuss law with lawmakers on our behalf, while we get to sit back and watch it on television or on the internet behind a screen. The truckers are going to go negotiate with lawmakers. Huh. So now the truckers get to go decide what's right and wrong, and they're the ones who get to back down and make the mandates even stronger if the powers, so be it, want it that way. You guys have to remember, any mandates that get added or dropped is because that's the way the elites want it to be. So when people say, oh, Jake, the Canada protests got them to drop the mandates. No, they just make you think that that's what happened. Nothing you do is going to make them stop doing their plan. If they decide to roll back mandates, maybe it's because some of the billionaires got together and said, hey, we need certain mandates rolled back because it's hurting our bottom line. Maybe they decided to roll back mandates because it was hurting other billionaires' businesses. So temporarily they might roll them back and make you think it's because of you and your trucks and your honking. Did you ever think of that? Probably not. No, Jake, it has to be us and our horns. Us and our horns. We stopped those mandates and we're going to show them in Washington, D.C. who's boss when we honk our horns. Okay, am I the only one paying attention here? A bunch of truckers are going to negotiate with lawmakers in D.C. on our behalf. And if they are even slightly successful or made to look slightly successful, it will reinforce the bullshit notion that if you're unhappy with the government, you should get in your car, drive somewhere, and honk your horn. They're trying to reinforce this bullshit notion that you should get inside your vehicle, drive around your car that's registered with the state. You know, you have to pay every year to keep up your registration, pay for your insurance. Driving is basically a job that you do with the state, whether you know it or not. So they want you to get in your car, drive, burn up gasoline, which is now $5 a gallon overnight here in California. Not sure if it shot up where you live, but now it's $5 a gallon. So they want you to get in your car, drive, and honk your horn, right? That's the plan. So if they trick you into thinking that that's what works, that's all you're ever going to do. Well, we're going to go on down there and show them what's up when we drive around there and we honk our horns. They're going to see our Trump flags and they're going to be scared. All right. No, Johnny Hat, I'm not on shrooms, but thanks for assuming. No. No alcohol, no drugs, nothing today. Just doing the news. Basically, I watched the trucker stuff last night and today, a little bit more today. And I just wanted to basically go over it because I called this out on this channel weeks ago, and I called it out on my other channel, the bigger one, the Jake the Asshole channel. So both my channels, I am time-stamped 2 weeks ago calling out this thing, and I've pretty much got it right. The only thing they haven't done yet is shut down the Beltway Bridge. So they haven't done whatever thing they're supposed to do. So the truckers, turn off this fan in the background. It's probably adding extra noise. There. So the truckers are headed in, or they already are in the DC area, and they have this staging area conveniently set up for all of them. Did you guys see this stage that they have set up with a big PA, and they have this big area where all the truckers are staying? Think about that. You really think the government's going to allow the staging area and people to get up on the microphone and say all this shit? And it's obvious the whole thing's controlled, and a lot of the major players are controlled, and they have people brainwashed thinking that they're good old boys out to change the world. Sad, really sad. I mean, if you have half a brain, you can tell that if the government didn't want this shit to happen, they would squelch it. You wouldn't even hear about it. So the mainstream media is talking about it. And then you have all these sites along the way where they're garnering support from the public by slowly driving through towns like a parade, slowly driving through all these towns to garner the support from the citizens. And I keep hearing the same tired routine. Oh, they're waking people up. They're waking people up, Jake. Don't you understand how many people are waking up? They aren't waking anyone up.
There's a lot of people out there who are against the VAXX, but that doesn't mean they're woke. You might be against the VAXX, you might be against wearing a muzzle, but that doesn't make you woke. These are people who believe men walked on the moon. They believe NASA tells the truth. All right, so let's not act like these sheeple are woke because they're against the VAXX. Being against the VAXX alone does not make you a woke person. All right? To me, you shouldn't be given the title woke unless you know for a fact people did not walk on the moon. You know for a fact space travel is bunk. You know for a fact the Earth isn't a spinning globe shooting out in outer space. If you can know for a fact at least the major 10 conspiracies in life, the major lies in life, you at least know those, then I can maybe put you in the category of woke. But we're talking about people who are stupid enough to think that a bunch of truckers are going to go to Washington, D.C., have a discussion with lawmakers and fix it all. Okay, then. Sure. And the biggest problem I run into is people want to get frustrated with the whole situation and then aim their frustration at me. Well, what are you doing, Jake? You got a better plan, Jake? Jake, all I see you doing is sitting there in your office. Why don't you get off your ass and you go? It's like, dude, I can't personally, as an online comedian and conspiracy guy, fix this thing. It's a little bit bigger than me and my shadow band channel. So I'm getting out in front of it, and I got out in front of it 2 weeks early and told you not to get involved with it to try and protect you guys. Anyone thinking that this is real, if you get yourself involved, you're going to be put on a list, and you're basically run the risk of being arrested, having your car towed, having the police start messing with you from that point forward. I personally would not get involved with it because I see bullshit and controlled agents all inside there. I see that thing from a mile away. One of the first truckers I looked into looks creepy as shit, drinking a Monster Energy drink, flashing the 666 sign, telling people to register their vehicle, where to go to donate their money. Here's another thing. Here on this platform, I see live streams getting 10,000 viewers at once. So right now there's a live stream running of the People's Convoy, and it'll have like 10,000 people watching at once. Donations flying in. Think about it, y'all. YouTube's going to allow this People's Convoy to have 10,000 viewers at once. Donations just right? Nonstop flying in. Seems to me, if Google owns this thing, Google and the government are in bed together, and they can basically get rid of any sort of content they want to in a flash. They could squelch any sort of opposition in a flash. Why is it they're getting promoted and getting paid through this platform even? If I expose one government agent's real name, they take down the video. I expose Russian Vid's real name and his picture, and YouTube took down my videos because he filed a privacy complaint. So if I expose one government agent's real name, oh, my video gets taken down. But apparently, these truckers can run a live stream with 10,000 people watching, donations just flying in by the minute. Seems to me it's a big racket. And they got a website where tons of donations are pouring in from good old boys who want to sit at home. You know, like if you're a good old boy who lives out in Wyoming or Idaho and you have a Trump flag on your pickup truck, you don't mind sending these guys 100, 200, 300, 400, 500 bucks, $1,000 because you think they're doing a good job on your behalf. So you're going to send these truckers your money because you feel like what they're doing is a good thing. Seems to me there's not just a little bit of money to be made here. Seems to me there's tens of millions of dollars to be made here. Seems to me it's a big giant racket as well as a psychological operation. See how many people are going to get involved. How many regular people are going to quit their jobs and go join this thing. I'm hearing reports of people quitting their jobs, trading in their 401k so they can get involved with this trucker thing. That would be a really stupid move, and I would highly recommend you don't do anything like that. Not only should you not get involved, you definitely should not quit your job and trade in your retirement fund to join this bullshit. But there literally was a dude on the stage talking about how that's what people are doing. I don't know if it's a made up story just to get people to do that, but there was a dude on stage with a microphone in his hand saying that people are quitting their jobs and trading in their 401k and their retirement so that they could join this convoy. And I was thinking, okay, if that's even true as far as just one or two people doing that, that's a bad deal. All right. You'd actually be better off quitting your job and following the Grateful Dead if they're still around. You'd have a better time and be surrounded by better people. Oh, man. So I've actually been getting a lot of blowback from this, from even supposed people who think that they know about truth, supposed woke people telling me I'm wrong and that these truckers have the best intentions. Okay, I just don't believe that for a second. And this whole notion of like, well, we feed the entire nation. So anytime I start talking about the truckers, somebody will show up and start getting really mouthy with me and tell me that they feed the nation, they run the nation. You're just a dude operating a vehicle. If you don't do it, they'll pay someone else to do it. So whenever somebody gets mouthy with me, we feed the nation, and without us, you guys got nothing. And we're gonna shut. It's like you're just a dude operating a truck. Please stop telling me that that I'm wrong about the psychological operation. I will get rid of your stupid comments. If I see it coming here specifically to tell me you're a trucker and a good guy and this thing's all awesome, it's as easy for me just to remove you and just assume that you are controlled opposition, here to make me, the guy warning people not to get involved, look like the bad guy. Retro Bill with a donation says, you nailed on the convoy, Jake. Looking forward to a great stream. By the way, the MSM keeps pushing a potential nuclear war with Russia. Any thoughts? Yeah, check this out. I was thinking about it. Russia is like a card. Imagine like the Illuminati card game. Russia is like just another card they can whip out. And they've been whipping this card out like every 10 years or so. We might go to war with Russia. Remember back in the 80s, we had this war with Russia deal again. Like there's always this war with Russia deal. Remember Rocky 4 when Rocky fought the Russian? It's like they always have Rocky Balboa basically like mirroring the times, you know? So remember in the late 80s, like Rocky 4 came out. It was mid 80s, late 80s. Rocky 4, it was Rocky versus the Russians, right? Rocky goes to Russia and beats Ivan Drago, right? America versus Russia played out in cinema. Oh, and it's also playing out for real. And then in wrestling, they do the exact same thing. They had like Hulk Hogan go against Sergeant Slaughter. And Sergeant Slaughter, of course, was a bad guy at that time, turned us back on America to support Iranian forces. So they always use, and then they've had different Russian bad guys in wrestling and stuff. And so basically, they use this in television and movies to reinforce the same bullshit, going to war with Russia, right? And we know nukes are bullshit, right? So if you're woke, you should know nukes are bullshit. So basically, they're priming us for the day they can blow a hole in a city with an actual bomb, not a nuke bomb, but let's say you blow a hole in a city with a missile, then you can blame that on Russia and say it's a nuke attack, right? They have a perfect excuse now to just straight blow a hole in a city, blow up a stadium of people, let's say, and then blame it on Russia if they ever wanted to. And they don't even need Russia. They could say it's a comet or a meteor, right? A meteor strike. So there's another card. So I actually wrote this down. It's funny you mentioned that. I was thinking of these different cards they constantly play. And right at the top, war with Russia, right? And then the next one, global warming. Got to keep playing that card that it's us people causing something wrong with the world, global warming. It's us with our cars, too overpopulated, using too much electricity, and then meteor coming, aliens maybe, Al Qaeda, ISIS, protests. See, so they can always play these different cards at random times, right? And it got me thinking, okay, they've played this meteor coming so many times and it never actually hits us. You know how many times throughout my life they've been like, oh, a meteor is going to come close to hitting the earth. It's going to become between us and the moon. It's going to come so close to hitting us. Oh, but is it going to hit us? No. Are you going to be able to see it? No. But there's a meteor that's going to almost hit us. Woo! They've been telling us there's a meteor going to almost hit us. And then it goes by and nothing ever happens. No one sees it. Nothing happens. But they play that card. So they're priming us for the day that they can blow a hole in the ground, blow up a city, and say that that was a meteor. So they got two ways to blow a hole in the ground, blow up a city, and blame it on something else. It's either going to be Russia blowing the place up or one of those meteors coming out of the sky. See, so they have two different ways they can blow a hole in the earth and blame it on something else. Now, after I wrote down Al Qaeda and ISIS, see, I actually wrote this down. I was like thinking, hey, remember when they tricked us into thinking there were bad guys across the world who were going to blow us up and get us? How come they're on Are they on vacation right now? Wouldn't this be a perfect time to attack America if you were ISIS or Al Qaeda? Where did ISIS and Al Qaeda go? Where did they go? Where did they go? Death to America. You know, those guys who wore the black uniforms and had their flags. Death to America. We're going to cut your head off. Where'd they go? Seems to me right now would be a perfect time to come in and blow up one of our buildings, right? Oh, but I guess they're on vacation. I guess they all caught the boogeyman disease and died. Now, here's the funny thing. Even though I'm making fun of that, they could literally whip out the ISIS card or the Al Qaeda card and totally make something up about them and people would still buy it. They could. They could be like, there's a new variant of boogeyman disease and we believe it was created by Al Qaeda. And people would be like, that makes sense. They haven't done anything in a while. Al Qaeda took the boogeyman disease and they made it even more boogeymanish. So at any point, they can whip back out the old ISIS and Al Qaeda card on you. Hey, remember these guys? Yep, they still want to kill you. So I think it's funny how they whip out these different topics at us. So now I notice the cool hip thing to say is, hey, did you notice that Putin got rid of the C word? Putin cured the C word. Hey, did you hear that Putin cured? Dude, Putin's another world leader who shakes hands and licks Trump's butthole. Let's not act like that he's here to save you. There's this new story floating around that Putin's on our side. He's a good guy and he's fighting the deep state. I even had someone show up in my comments section and say that Putin locked up Fauci. Putin locked up Fauci in Guantanamo Bay. Like, where do you people get this shit? And why do you show up to my comment section and say it? To make me look stupid? By association? So there's a lot of people who like to show up in the comment section and say a whole lot of stupid shit. And I don't know where it comes from. Putin cured the C word. Did you know that Putin is actually the leader of Quanon and him and JFK Jr. are going to be in a tag team match against John Cena and Triple H at WrestleMania? It's like, shut the fuck up. But yes, keep hearing these same things playing out in the comment section. It's like, you guys, there is no world leader who's on your side. There's no politician who's on your side. There's no truckers who are on your side. There's no one on your side coming to save you. Everyone's just worried about their own shit. No one's going to do jack shit to stop this thing. You can't organize your own good guy army. It's basically impossible. The deck is stacked. If I expose one government agent, you know what happens? I get a billion trolls, my channel gets shadow banned, I get gang stalked, and they remove the videos of me exposing the guy. So I expose Russian Video's real name, and it's over on my BitChute channel, and they remove the videos. Simple as that. Why? Oh, he filed a privacy complaint. So a fucking government agent can call me a Mason without any proof and get my own subs to turn on me just by him calling me a Mason. And then he can lie and say I saw an airplane and get people to turn against me. But if I say that guy's name is Ben Lyashenko, oh, well, he files a privacy complaint and the video goes down. Funny how that works. If I say here's a picture of that guy, the video goes down. But you think you're going to organize an army against the bad guys when I can't even say a dude's name? Okay. I've been doing this a long time. I know what the hell I'm talking about. And in some cases, I see people like doubting me and being like, Jake, you don't know. This convoy's 100% legit because my uncle drives trucks. So I know. It's like, okay, dude, go get yourself involved and go park your car down there and honk your damn horn. And then when it's all said and done, tell me how you fixed the world and you're some sort of a hero. Sure, go for it. I see through it, not going to get myself involved. And I'm going to tell people not to get themselves involved because, you know, I'm a good guy and I feel it's my duty if I see something bad about to go down to tell people, hey, this shit's shady. This doesn't look like it's going to have good implications for us, the people at the bottom. Looks like this one's going to be a disaster, if anything. Saul Rosenberg says Ben is buddies with Reggie from Bolton. Been on his stream a few times. Hey, let me tell you something. Shills of a feather flock together. And I'm going to repeat, shills of a feather flock together. You'll always see these guys cross-promoting each other, having pretend scuffles against one another while they cross-promote each other. I'm sick of it. They need to get right with God. All of them are not right with God, and I swear to you, those are the ones who have nanobots tucked away inside their assholes, and they are going to get nano AIDS. That's right. If you don't get right with God, you're probably going to conceive nano AIDS, and that's why I'm constantly out riding around so that I don't get nano AIDS, all right? I'm trying to drive as fast as I can to outrun the nano AIDS, which are constantly trying to track me. So I digress. You can like, share, or subscribe, but don't. Like I said, it's kind of painful to do the Richie voice. it's not how I naturally talk. So I basically have to like take little pins and needles and stab myself in the throat is what it feels like. It feels like little pins and needles stabbing myself in the esophagus when I do his voice. But anyway, I digress. All right. So now that I got 126 people here, go ahead and smash those thumbs up button. All right. I need to see like 70 thumbs up because right now I've only got 37. And if there's 120 whatever people watching, I need you guys smashing that thumbs up button so that we can keep that algorithm up. We can show YouTube everyone likes what I'm doing here. All right. Sometimes you guys get carried away watching and you don't smash that thumbs up, and we need to keep that shit high so that YouTube maybe recommends me to some new people. Every great once in a while, one of my videos slips through and I actually get some new viewers. But it's usually the ones where you guys slam the thumbs up. All right, almost there. Come on, we're at 64. Slam them and we'll continue. I got a lot to talk about as far as this convoy is concerned. A lot of stuff has already gone down, and I've already heard some of their plans. And I can tell you what I think is going to happen, and I've been pretty good with this so far. All right. So right now, they've been doing laps around DC. They do like 2 or 3 laps, and then they go back to their staging area. So they have this area set up for them, which they call the staging area. And I think that's funny because it's staged. But of course, if I say anything about it being staged, people say, Jake, that's just because it's the staging area. And I say, I know, yeah, that's the area where they stage it. And they say, no, that's just the name. I say, no, but it is staged. And they're like, yeah, but you can't say that. And I say, too late, I already did. So they have the staging area where they have the PA set up, right? And then they have these same speakers get up and they give the rah rah speech. Tomorrow we're going to wake up and we're going to drive around. We're not going to park. We're not going to blockade anything yet, but we're going to drive around, and that's to show them that we're here and we mean business. And then everyone goes, yay! All right. So don't anybody get violent. Don't anybody block off anything. All right. Obey all the traffic laws. We're just going to drive around in a big circle around the Beltway. All right. And then we're going to meet back here, and then we're going to drink some beer, and we're going to talk on this microphone. And then tomorrow we're going to go back around in another circle again. Everybody ready? All right, let's go. So then they go out and they drive around, and then they come back, and then they sleep and hang out around the staging area. And people are just honking and blaring their horns. And it's like this, it's like almost like a state fair looking atmosphere in a way. It's like a state fair meets political rally. It's like a setup event meant to draw in Trump lovers and right wingers and regular folks with good intentions. It's meant to basically draw in the locals. Saul with a donation says the Great Reset. Then he has an arrow pointing to the terrible Ruskies. So what I see here is an event where they're driving around DC trying to get the locals involved, right? Trying to rally support. I think they're trying to gather more numbers. I think they're looking to be bigger than they are. Maybe they don't quite have enough numbers. And then once they reach, let's say, 20,000, 30,000 people, whatever their goal is, then you might see them actually start blocking something off. So already overnight, gas here in California has shot up to over $5. I paid $5.05 for gas. That's the most I've paid in pretty much a long time. I think there was once in Los Angeles, in a touristy area, I paid $5 for gas. But so I'm paying $5 now, over $5, and it happened basically overnight. Gas shot up 75, 80 cents. So I'm sure a lot of you guys probably also saw that in your towns. And so if they're just going to blame, that big of a rise in gas on this convoy, also they can say it's because of the stage war or what have you. They can keep doing that night after night and push gas up to $6, $7, $8, $10 a gallon. What are we going to do besides pay it? So they can limit your travel, limit where you go, how often you travel, just by making gas $10 a gallon if they wanted to. And they can use these events to absolutely blow the price up to astronomical prices. And some of us out there, we can't afford an extra 30, 40, 50 bucks every single time we fill up the car. If you're filling up multiple times, if you're a commuter, a simple gas hike, by $1 or $2, that's money just coming straight out of your pockets. And what are we supposed to do? And it's more of an agenda for them to push the electric cars. So they can use these events against us and make it look like these guys are out for your freedom. Meanwhile, they can cause gas to go up and food prices to go up and food shortages. So if there's a food shortage and the prices of food go up 100% or more and gas goes up, well, you could see that hitting you in the wallet real hard, real fast. Some people just can't afford to have, an extra $500 bill unexpectedly because of a food crisis and a gas crisis. Let's see. What's this? Steelic Ones has been $9 a gallon for years in UK. Get used to it. Shit, I didn't even know that. I didn't know gas was $9 a gallon. Damn. Viking Jerks is about $4 a gallon in Milwaukee. In the middle of the country, you guys have better gas prices, of course. But over here in California, like in the shittier towns, we would at least have okay gas prices. And then the closer you get to the ocean, it starts going up and up and up. But right now in the shitty towns, at the cheapest gas stations, it's already $5. So, and it was like $4.15, $4.20, and now it's bam right up over five, and that happened overnight. So it can happen quick. And those of us, who drive, vehicles that are gas guzzlers, it hits you hard. So that's something we immediately saw take place already is the gas hike. Okay. And then here's what I don't like is that I saw today this guy get up speaking on the stage at the staging area. He told the audience that they're going to be meeting with lawmakers. He said, we are going to be meeting with lawmakers. We're going to be having negotiations with lawmakers. It's like, well, how come the truckers get to negotiate on our behalf? How come we don't get to be there? Right. So I find it highly suspicious that truckers are going to negotiate with lawmakers on our behalf. And so what happens if the lawmakers are like, screw you, get lost, or you're all going to be arrested? And then they say, oh, well, then we're going to park our car, we're going to park our trucks and block off the bridge until these mandates are dropped, yada, yada. I could see this getting out of hand real fast. And it being all controlled by design. So I don't like the fact that there's a group of guys, truckers in this instance, who get to do the negotiating with lawmakers in this instance, while we just get to sit back and wait and hope that shit doesn't go wrong. Doesn't seem very good. I don't like that position. Also, like I said, I don't think that mandates are going to be lifted because of anything that you or I do. I don't think that me or you can park our car, honk our horns, and have anything happen and change anything, right? So any mandates that are lifted, it's because they are choosing to lift them, not us. And they can even make it look like something we did caused the mandates to be lifted, when really it's false hope. Now they reinforce the idea that if you go out, protest, and honk your horn, that you can change things, make things better. Well, next time around, they know you're going to get inside your car, honk your horn, wave a flag, and do jack shit nothing. So really, they can reward you for doing exactly what they want you to do. You ever stop and think of that? Got a donation from Retro Bill, says gas over $6 here in Los Angeles. I just paid well over 80 to fill my crappy 2009 Ford Fusion. Holy shit, dude. $80 to fill up a tiny car. Yeah, see, like that right there will limit how much you travel. If you don't have that much extra exposable income, or let's say you're just trying to save up for a house or something, or something, whatever, it can be hard to live on a budget when they're gonna, let's say, cause food to go up double, triple, cause your gas to go up overnight $2, $3. Before you know it, yeah, it was $40 to fill your tank, and now it's $80 to fill your tank. Uh, it can happen fast, and that money adds up day after day, year after year. Of course. Bubs Cat says my truck is $250 a tank. You guys, in a way, I'm glad I don't have the van anymore, because my van had a 30-gallon tank. So paying $5 a gallon for a 30-gallon tank, that would be a bill 50 to fill up that van. So in a way, I'm glad I don't have the van anymore. It would have basically overrode the cost of living out of a van. It basically wouldn't even be worth it. It'd be better to just like rent a room and not go anywhere and save what little money you do make rather than drive around a gas guzzler. So they're basically trying to force people into getting electric cars, you know? And your choices, you only have so many choices if you're going to buy an electric car. So they basically streamline you and force you into considering getting an electric vehicle. See how that works? There's only so many choices. So pick one. Hmm. Tesla? So again, any mandates that get lifted, let's say these truckers are successful and get some mandates lifted. What they're doing is reinforcing the thought that if anything goes wrong and you don't like any laws that are passed, you can get in your vehicle and you can honk your horn and fix it. So they'll trick you into thinking that you have the power to change these laws, and all you have to do is get in your vehicle, drive around, and honk your horn. Remember, your vehicle is registered with the state. You pay for your state registration. You also have to pay to keep your car insured. So the whole racket of driving, from what I've been told and what I've learned, is it's a job that you do with the state. You're a driver for the state and you register your vehicle. In a lot of states like California, you even have to pay to keep it smogged. And so you have to pay your registration, your smog, and your insurance. And you have to have an up to date license. So you're going to go drive and pay for all your smog registration and insurance and have a valid license, right? And you're going to pay the extreme astronomical price of fuel so that you can drive around in circles and honk your horn when anything goes wrong. Okie dokie. You think that's going to work forever? Anytime there's a problem, you just get the truckers to go drive around in a circle and it's going to fix everything? All right. I could see them filling people with false hopes. Like, did you see those truckers save us? They got rid of all the mandates so that the next time around anything that we don't like happens, oh, we'll just get the truckers to go drive on down there and save us. They'll do all the negotiating on our behalf. Come on, man. Come on, y'all. And I don't see that many truther channels warning you about this. Hey, how come Russian videos didn't warn you guys about this the same way I did? You know, I'm such a bad guy and a Mason, yet I've been warning you about this for weeks now with nothing really to gain other than a shadow ban videos and a few super chat donations here and there. Like, basically, I put my life on the line when I call out these bad guys and I talk about all these events and put myself out there. And there's people out there who say, you know, I'm a bad guy and a liar, yet they don't have the intuition to call out the convoy. They won't get out in front of the convoy and tell you about it. They won't tell you not to get involved. These supposed other truthers. It's funny how that works. They didn't have the foresight to tell you, hey guys, this thing's headed for DC and it doesn't look good. There's people who get mad at me if I say I told you so, but what else am I supposed to tell you if 2 weeks ago I told you not to get involved with this thing, that it's a psychological operation, and it's going down exactly as I told you? What the hell else am I supposed to say? That I didn't tell you so? Am I supposed to not mention it so that I can be a real nice guy? Hey, I'm a dick because I told you so. Sorry, I'm an asshole because I told you so. Sorry. Remember when I told you this thing was a psychological operation and you shouldn't get involved? Yeah, Jake, you're a real asshole and a dick for telling us that this is a psychological operation and not to get involved. And then telling us you told us so? What an asshole and a dick you are. Okay, I'm sorry. Next time I won't tell you. Next time I'll wait. I'll just sit back and wait and keep the information to myself, I guess, so that I don't look like a dick afterwards for telling you so. Somebody's message got erased. What did he say? Oh, Chilster Deluxe says, give me a break. Oh, he used RV's line. He might have just been making a joke. Chillster Deluxe says, you think they'll shoot the truckers? No, I don't think they'll shoot the truckers. If they did, then it would be a setup hoax event. If truckers or police start shooting at each other, then in my estimation, it will be a setup shooting, a hoax shooting. If there is any sort of guns going off, then I don't think it'll be legit. You know, when you look into uh, Hollywood makeup and prosthetics and what they can do, you know, they can make it look like somebody's taken a gunshot. With Hollywood prosthetics, you can make it look like somebody's leg's been blown off or arm's been blown off and it's hanging and bloody. You can do a whole lot of things. You can make it look like, you know, somebody got hit in the face with proper makeup. So with makeup and effects and then CGI, the things they can do on the screen to manipulate the audience is unbelievable. And it's made for you to believe it so they can trick you into believing it. Oh man. And they really don't have much of a limit to what they can do because the news is totally allowed to lie to people and it's 100% legal. I forget the name of the exact law that was passed that says that they can totally lie to you because it's basically entertainment. So for entertainment purposes, they can have news anchors stand in front of a green screen and lie to you and say that they're somewhere where they're not. They can have Anderson Cooper stand inside of a mud puddle up to his neck and say the area is flooded, and then he can get out of the mud puddle, and then they can cut the camera and then show that to people and convince people the area is flooded. They can show you some fake war footage and say that a war is going on. They can just make up a story about a girl being dead and show you a picture of a person who doesn't exist. They can tug at your heartstrings and said, this little girl is dead. And then the picture of the little girl, if you look into it, doesn't even exist. Like the person doesn't exist. It's one of those made up people by a computer. Do you know that you can make people up now inside of a computer? You can take images of random faces and put them together and make a new face of a person that doesn't exist. So you can take the eyes of this little girl and the mouth of this little girl and the nose of this little girl, put them all together and make a whole new little girl that doesn't exist. And then you can say this little girl got kidnapped and killed and send your donations to this place, and people at home go, hey, that little girl got kidnapped and killed. I'm going to send my money so that I feel better. Meanwhile, there was no little girl. So they can, on television, run any sort of scam that they want. And the ones that are super successful are the ones where they tug at your heartstrings, get your heart involved. And there's easy money to be made by a bunch of stupid right wingers at home who want to send money to them truckers. Tons of money, millions of dollars. So if there's millions of dollars to be made, and a bunch of stupid people who are going to put their time and effort into it to make the whole thing look real, and the police get to track down dissenters, label them as terrorists even, shit. There's a lot of agendas you can play out here. Meanwhile, you get to hike up the cost of fuel, cause a manufactured food crisis even. There's a whole lot of things they could do with this. And so anyone thinking that this is some grassroots shit and it's about freedom, you are not woke. And furthermore, when you make comments on my channel basically disagreeing with everything that I'm telling people, it makes me wonder about you. Let's see if I hope I didn't miss any super chats. Every once in a while I get talking and I miss some. Retro Bill. Saul Rosenberg. Saul, okay. And I also want to give a shout out. I don't know if he's watching or if he'll see this later, but there was a guy named Rich Kielbasa who was talking about farts in my chat, and I got really angry, and I saw him talking about farts, and so I got rid of this one dude named Rich Kielbasa, and I went on this rant like, "Don't talk about farts in my chat." And then later on that night, I got $100 PayPal donation from Rich Kielbasa, and he said, "No more fart talk." That's it. Just sent me $100 and said, "No more fart talk." And I immediately felt bad, and I was like, "Oh." He was probably making a joke or just saying something to be funny, and I went off on the guy. And so then I immediately felt bad that I kicked some dude out of chat. And so, Rich Kielbasa, if you're out there, I'm sorry for kicking you out of chat. I thought that you were trying to like take people's attention away from me and derail the chat. And maybe you were just making a harmless fart joke, and I apologize, sir. So I felt bad immediately. So every once in a while, I see someone say something, and I think that they're like trying to derail my chat, or I think that they're trolling me, and then I go back and find out that they were just kidding, or they were making a sarcastic joke, and they were supporting me the whole time. And they say this one thing, and I take it out of context. So sometimes I make a mistake, ban the wrong person. Sometimes my mods make a mistake and ban the wrong person. Sometimes people make a joke that we just don't understand in the moment. And so anyone who I accidentally ban, I apologize. I think I'm going to even go back and set a bunch of people free from my banned list just in case I got it wrong. So anyway, moving along. Daniel Funk says I make mistakes too. Andy R&B says Elmo makes me happy. All right, we have a few requests for some jokes, and then I also saw another donation come in. Retro Bill says I wonder what Elmo would sound like saying "was up." Oh shit! All right, so now we have some Elmo requests coming in. Oh, let me think of what Elmo wants to say today.
Elmo wants to drive a truck. When Elmo grow up, Elmo's gonna drive a truck. And then Elmo gonna honk the horn because when Elmo sees a truck out the window, Elmo go like this, and then the diesel go honk, honk. So when Elmo grow up, Elmo wants to drive a truck, and then Elmo gonna go to Washington D.C. and then Elmo gonna park his truck, and then Elmo gonna go honk, honk. Elmo know that the earth is flat, cause Elmo can look out the window, and Elmo knows see that the earth is a curvature, and Elmo know that the earth is flat. What's that?
Oh, there you go, little Elmo. All right, D. Morris says, Jake, please, Richie from Boston impersonation. Well, that is my specialty. So I can't just do it anytime. All right. I have to be motivated. If you want me to just do the impression and treat me like I'm sort of puppet on some strings, then of course you're gonna make me get depressed. You're gonna make me feel like I'm a one-trick pony. And let me tell you what, I'm not a one-trick pony, all right? I know how to do Elmo. I know how to do Macho Man Randy Savage, all right? I know how to do Alex Jones. I'm a real talented guy. So, any rate, I digress. It is the 17th of March. No, 7th of March. It's either the 17th or the 7th, but that, of course, is debatable. Now, I, of course, got right with God many years ago. However, many people out there have not gotten right with God. And so I'm telling you right now that if you don't get right with God, that you're going to get Russian nano AIDS. They're going to infect your asshole first. And the only thing that's going to be able to save you is my Patriot food supply, which you're going to want to order as many bags as possible. And the link is in the description down below. At any rate, I digress. Actually, one of these days I'm going to figure out at which rate that I want to digress. But until then, please like, share, and subscribe. Or don't. I'm out. All right. There you go. All right. Now, something serious, though. I do got to do a little business here. These are my own special design here. Got to do a little business with you. Right here. If you want one of these, it's only $20, and you support this channel directly, and you're getting the truth out there to the people, and you get to wear the snazzy shirt. So $20, boom, link is right there in the chat and in the description. $20, you get one of these bad boys, all right? You get to A, support the truth, B, support this channel, and C, you're going to look really snazzy and hip and cool, all right? However, you need balls of steel, because if you wear this around the Sheeple, they are going to ask you about it. They are going to comment about it. So be prepared for people to approach you and ask you about your shirt. So if somebody, let's say, looking like this, says, hey, what does your shirt mean? Well, what the heck kind of shirt are you wearing? Are you trying to say that the boogeyman disease isn't real? My mom died from the boogeyman disease. Are you saying that my mom is fake dead? You have to be like, yes, your mom's fake dead, and you're a crisis actor. Get the hell away from me, bitch. So you have to be prepared to say that if you wear this shirt. Shills don't wear this shirt because they're sissies. All right? They can't handle wearing this much truth. Their handlers won't allow it. I wear this. I wear it out in public. It's like, these are basically like having big boobs. It gets a lot of attention. If you wear the Earth and the C-word spiky ball on your chest, it's as if you have big boobs. But it's like you have big evil boobs. Like when you walk in a room, people are going to look at you like you have big evil boobs. That's what they're going to look So order yours. Oh, I also made the text even bigger. So the text on this one is a little bit smaller. So I actually updated the shirt, and I got rid of this part. So now it's just, these images are CGI. Neither of them exist, and the text is bigger and bolder. So now the text pops off the shirt even better. So this is the prototype. The actual one I have for sale looks even better than this. It also comes in a hoodie as well. And I still got these ones right here. Don't forget, I still got these guys. Woo. Right? Show that I'm still alive. I survived. All right, so you can pick up that Jake merch in the description down below. And if you have any issues with it, you can hit up Teespring. They have a customer service department, and they'll get it handled for you. All right, so there's the Earth Rona link. It's down below and in the chat. Get yourself one, and you'll be wearing the same thing that I wear. All right. Plain Walker says, Jake, is the base coming out tonight? It might come out tonight. I might just so happen to have a base. I may. All right, just a little taste for now. We'll come back to the bass in a minute. Ooh. Just a little taste. All right. Whew. Just to keep it warm. I might play a little bit later. I will. I'll play a little more later. But for now, I want to stay focused on this topic. We'll talk a little bit more about it. And then I just might jump back in, play some more bass. All right. Bub's cat says, slap it to face. Slap it to bass, slap it to face. Ow! All right. Josh said the neighbors be like, damn it, bring the smoke back. We can't take this sound. Justin Manikai says, Jake, buy a looper pedal. It will give you tons more you can do with the bass solo stuff. I do have a looper pedal. I just don't have it all hooked up. So if I hook up the looper pedal, then I got to spend a good 20, 30 minutes getting it all set up and fine-tuned and getting it all set up to where all the loops come out at the right tempo and in the right volume and stuff. And so I haven't used the looper in a while. So it would take me a good 20 to 30 minutes to have it all hooked up and get warmed up and used to it. And then if I'm doing a live stream and I'm using the looper and I don't get something exactly perfect, if I don't loop it exactly perfect, then it'll be off. And so when I'm looping stuff, sometimes I don't get the timing exactly right. Then I have to stop the loop and then start it over again. So looping has its benefits, but there's also some work involved, and I haven't used it in a while. But I do own a looper. I'm gonna have to plug it in and fire it up maybe on a future stream. In fact, there it is, right there. See? So for me to get it all set up and get everything all fine-tuned and correctly, like it's a process in and of itself. And sometimes I'm lazy and I just don't do that. So I do own a looper, and that is a possibility in the future. In fact, if you go back and watch the original version of Scott Kelly is a Liar, I used the looper and then solo over my own bass lick. Speaking of, I do have that song I could cork out maybe later, but yeah. All right. Somebody's spamming, so you're going to get put in timeout. All right. Justin Manikai says looping is a required skill, brother, but I think you could smash out some cool stuff for future stream. Dude, I'll do it. I have it right here. So yeah, I have used the looper before. So if you go back and watch the original version of Scott Kelly is a Liar, the song that I first did here on the channel back in like 2016, and then I redid it as a full music video as well. So I actually used the looper in my first live performance of the song, and at one point I lay down the bass line. And then I take my hands off and I say, look, Ma, no hands. and then I go back and I actually do a solo over the regular riffs. So I have used it before. It's just if I'm gonna do like a performance, like an actual song and stuff, I have to have some of the stuff pre-set up. So I have to have maybe like a drum beat set up beforehand. I have to have all the little effects and knobs set to the right place. Because if you don't have one of the knobs set to the right place, you might record a riff that comes playing super loud while the rest of your shit's not loud enough. So, yeah, I haven't used it in a while, but I need to again. So next time. All right. So let's get back on track here. We'll talk about this convoy a little more, and then I'll play some bass before I head out. But basically, I noticed that YouTube is optimizing this People's Convoy the same way they optimized the Canadian convoy, and they're picking and choosing certain channels that they're allowing to reap the benefits. So for instance, I see there's certain channels that, in my opinion, appear to be controlled, where they can upload a video of these horns honking and it gets 100,000 views. And then if I upload a video of horns honking, it only gets 2,000 or 3,000 views. And so I've even tested this here on this channel and the asshole channel. It's like uploading some of the same similar things as these shill channels. Like, okay, if you're going to upload a minute-long clip of horns honking and it gets 100,000 views, what happens if I upload that clip? Oh, I only get 2,000 to 3,000 views. So obviously, YouTube is optimizing certain channels, and they're letting certain channels push this narrative. And so, for instance, when I was looking into the truckers and how legit they are, I found a guy who's involved with the convoy, making videos about the convoy, and I looked at his channel, and it was The Life of a Trucker. So he has a YouTube channel called Hot Shot Dave, and he makes videos of what it's like to be a trucker. His videos were only getting like 1,000 views, and then when he starts mentioning the People's Convoy, now he gets 50,000 views. So he goes up by 49,000 views the minute he mentions he's in this convoy and that he's headed for DC. And the more I watch this guy, the more shilly this guy starts to look. He starts flashing the 666 sign while drinking a Monster Energy drink, telling you to go to this People's Convoy website, register your vehicle, and donate. And I'm thinking, why do you need to register your vehicle with a website? What sort of protest is this where you need to register your vehicle? It's like you're going to send the police all your information and let them know you're coming. I'd like to register for the protest. I want to register my vehicle for the protest. Where can I give away my money to the protest? It's like, come on, guys. How dumb do you got to be to fall for that one? Meanwhile, I see on these streams and on these videos, donations pouring in like crazy. So what they're doing is they're tugging on the heartstrings of the good old boys, the right-wingers, the Trumpsters, tugging on their heartstrings, and those people sitting on their couch at home are sending their hard-earned money. So they think they're doing the right thing, and in their heart of hearts, they think, I'm going to send my money to them truckers because they're doing the right thing for freedom. It's a big giant racket, man. They basically just robbed you with a sob story and a psychological operation. Simon Stegny says it seems like we live on a simulated reality. Yeah, I've been saying that, and I get a lot of hatred from people for saying that shit too. Like when I said, this place sometimes seems like a computer simulation. Oh man, I got backlash because of that. Right? So now the hardcore extremist Bible thumpers want to say like, oh, he's insinuating computer simulation. He's trying to get people to go away from Jesus. So I notice another attack is like if you even mention that this place seems like some sort of a matrix or computer simulation, then you get attacked by the extreme religious fanatics. And so no matter what you say or what you think, they have a group ready to attack you and try and discredit you. And they'll say any damn thing. And I've even seen people who are supporters of mine, supposedly, over here in the chat, flip on me that fast. We had some guy over here, some fat Samoan, some fat ugly Samoan who thought he was over here. I thought he was over here supporting us, and then one guy says Jake's a liar and a con man. Immediately flips. I see people Russian videos channel. Russian video says Jake's a Mason because he played football in 9th grade, and they're like, I knew it. So when I see how fast some people flip over what some people say on YouTube, it's kind of sad. Now I can't say I saw a ton of people doing that. It was just a small handful, but still, if I see a small handful who were over here supporting this channel, and then the minute some guy comes along and says, Jake's a Mason, they're like, nuh-uh, I'm never watching him again. It's like, dude, really? That's all it takes for some of you? Holy shit. I'm glad you're gone. Please stay away from me and go back over there. So YouTube here is a controlled platform, and I see them optimizing shill channels. I see them right and left optimizing psychological operations. So when you see 10,000 people are watching the convoy live, they're basically broadcasting the psychological operation, trying to hook you and get you involved. Because if they really didn't want this to catch any steam, if they really didn't want you out there getting involved, they wouldn't show it on the mainstream media. They wouldn't be showing it here on YouTube, right? The same reason they take down all my videos where I had people cough in my face. They could take down all the trucker videos if they wanted to. The same way they went back and they removed a ton of real legitimate flat earth videos. They can go back and get rid of all this trucker shit if they wanted. So the fact that the mainstream media is letting them get so much airtime, the fact that YouTube's letting them get so much airtime and get a bunch of super chats and donations, it's obvious it's a big giant racket and a psychological operation. Saul Rosenberg said, video went out of sync for me. Yeah, I don't have the best internet connection, but they also throttle me whenever I start talking about key subjects. So we can go an hour, 2 hours, and everything will be going fine. And then I'll mention 1 or 2 keywords, and then it'll be like, jerk, and that's why they're going to, part of the game. It's part of the game. And I went to places where I had good internet connection and it was crystal clear, but then I say 1 or 2 things that they don't like, and suddenly they'll down throttle the connection. Happens all the time. Yep, they zapped me for a minute. So I'll just repeat a little bit of what I said. Basically, YouTube will optimize certain channels, like the one who's live streaming the convoy staging grounds. So the person who's doing the live stream, showing what's going on at the convoy staging ground, they're getting 10,000 live viewers at once. Think about that. 10,000 live viewers at once. So if YouTube didn't want this video to be optimized, all they would have to do is shadow ban it and not recommend it to people. Why was I getting recommended a live stream for a convoy of a channel I've never heard of or ever subscribed to? So here's the deal. Live recommendations or video recommendations through YouTube is one of the ways they can shove misinformation and disinformation down people's throats. All right. So I have actually learned to stop watching what's recommended of me by YouTube because I've already made the mistake of giving a channel a shout out that was recommended to me by YouTube. And then that channel went on to slander me and talk shit about me. So I've learned my lesson not to support people coming in through YouTube recommendations because they won't recommend me. They shadow ban my channel. So if they're optimizing these shill truckers, and if they're optimizing these channels who are supporting the convoy, then what does that say? It says that YouTube is helping these people to get views. So if they really wanted to suppress this opposition, if it was real opposition, the mainstream media wouldn't talk about them, and Google owned YouTube wouldn't be optimizing their streams. All right. So if YouTube's going to allow someone to show footage of the trucker staging area and get 10,000 viewers and super chats just flying in, well, they're doing that for a reason. They want you to be interested in it. They want you to watch. They want you to show up and participate. Plain Walker says, I hope you can get you or Rusty a steak. Times are hard, or I would give more. And this is the Matrix. Hey, I appreciate that. And it's funny that you say that because I was just eating a steak a little bit ago. In fact, we'll have Rusty make a cameo. Come on, Rusty. Come on. Rusty. Rusty. Want some steak? Come on. Funny you mentioned that because I actually picked up a New York steak earlier, and I've been cutting pieces off of it and eating it. Come on, Rusty. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Get up in the chair. Up in the chair, Rusty. There we go. There. There we go. It's a piece of fat. Oh, Rusty wants the piece of fat. See? No, it's mine. There you go. There he is. He eats good. I usually don't give him the steak. I'll usually give him more like ground beef. So I'll take some ground beef and squeeze them out some. Like this, see? Like that. See? There you go. Down. Down. So, yeah, I have a steak here. It's funny you mentioned steak. And see, I like to cut little pieces, like thin strips, and just eat it raw, of course. Some people are still afraid to try it. Just cut a little strip like that, just a tiny strip, and give it a go. Jonna X with a donation says, we love you, Rusty, for Rusty ground beef fun. Well, thank you very much. So, let's see. What else? Andy R&B says, do you eat the fat? Yeah, I do. It's a little chewy. And if it's not like seasoned or anything, it's like, there's not much to it. It's just chewy, but since I had a piece that I had cut off of the steak and it was just sitting there, I just gave it to Rusty just to give it to him. But yeah, you guys have seen me eat raw meat a bunch of times. And I know some people are still scared or think that they might get sick or whatever. There's really not much to it, man. You just buy yourself a steak, cut a little piece off, try it. You'll realize it's harmless, really. Genitol 69 says, I see you, Gatis. Lore. If you don't eat raw meat, then you are fucking mentally ill. The only way you will ever be fucking healthy and happy is if you eat raw meat. Of course, if you are smart, you will know that meat stands for me eat. And that is why if you go out in nature, you see an animal, you fucking kill the animal, you drink the fucking blood, and then you eat the meat. That is how you will survive, and that is how humans survive out in fucking nature. Human is not meant to sit around inside the Airbnb and to drink the fucking orange juice all day. And of course, that's my Gatisse impression. And I do run a parody channel. I haven't done a video over there lately because Gatisse hasn't been making many videos since I started trolling him. All right. Andy RB says raw kidneys and liver for dogs. I fed him liver for a while, and then sometimes I just go to stores that don't have it. So sometimes I'll go to supermarkets that don't have any liver, and then I try to find like meat that we can both eat. So like, for instance, if I buy a big old roast or a bunch of ground beef, then me and the dog will both eat it, you know? So basically I try to find stuff that we can both eat, so or I can be eating some of the meat and then just give him some. So pretty basic. Mark Reynolds says, going to try my next steak raw. By the way, have you tried raw liver? Yes, raw liver, in my opinion, tastes better than cooked liver. I think cooked liver it's like super minerally, and I just don't care for the flavor. Some people love it. I personally don't like the texture or the flavor of raw or cooked liver, but I have eaten raw liver, and it's a powerful mineral flavor. But to me, it was actually a better flavor than cooked liver. I just personally am not into that super minerally intense flavor. But I do know that those minerals in the liver itself is super nutrient dense, so it's super nutritious, and it is one of the healthiest things you can eat. It just personally is not one of my favorite. Dragonfire says, "Do you refrigerate the meat? If I'm not going to eat it for a few days, I will. But like if I'm going to eat it raw, like I'll just have it out on a plate out in the regular room temperature. And then if I'm going to barbecue it, I like it to sit out at room temperature for like half the day. So if I'm going to barbecue it, then I'll season it up and let it sit out at raw temperature, and then quickly just sear both sides on the barbecue if I want to barbecue it. So sometimes I want that barbecue flavor. I want that smokiness, but I still try to keep the inside nice and rare. So yeah, I'll just let this, like right here, I'll just let this sit out on the plate, and then it'll even like kind of dry out a little bit on some parts. So like the tips will get like kind of dry even. Like this right here is kind of dry already. And I actually don't mind that. Then it starts to take on almost like a little bit of a beef jerky texture. Dragonfire says, "Do you have a mini fridge?" Yes, I do. Right here. In fact, that's where I keep my milk. See? There it is, the real deal. The Awaken says raw chicken liver. I didn't try chicken liver. I've only tried beef liver. No, the only thing I've ever done with chicken liver was go fishing with it. I used to use chicken livers to catch catfish. But I never ate chicken livers. Oh, hold on, guys. I'm going to sneeze. Oh, I think another one's coming. Oh, 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 oh. Ah! I got snot on my keyboard. Ugh. I hope that no little spiky balls travel through the interwebs and get you guys, because I totally just sneezed on you twice. So that means spiky balls are going to travel through the interwebs and they're going to come out of your computer speakers and infect you. Aaron Calderon says, yeah, you got me with that one. Did I spook you? Did I get you? Mud Slut Music says, pine needle tea? Question mark. I don't know. I've never tried pine needle tea. Never tried it. You'd have to tell me. Aaron Calderon says cilantro and alkalizing the body reduces heavy metals from chemtrails. You know, years ago, I did what I thought was a detox. I don't know if I detoxed myself or I just basically low-key poisoned myself. But I ate a bunch of cilantro, and then I took these seaweed pills. What the hell was it? It's a type of seaweed that's supposed to like gather the heavy metals in your body so that you can shit them out and get rid of them. What the hell was it called? God, I can't think of it. It's a type of seaweed. Chlorella. Yeah. So chlorella and cilantro. I heard if you eat a bunch of cilantro, it will mobilize the heavy metals into your bloodstream, and then the chlorella seaweed is basically going to gather them up, and then you shit it out. I guess that was what I was told. I don't know if that's actually what I did or not, but I did eat a bunch of cilantro and chlorella, and I definitely had some green diarrhea. So I don't know if I got rid of the heavy metals or if I just had green diarrhea. But afterwards, I felt like I wasn't getting headaches hardly ever, and I think I felt better afterwards. But to this day, I don't really know if I detoxed myself or just low-key poisoned myself with some shitty seaweed pills. I don't know. Yeah, it was called chelation. Yeah, something like chelation. And so uh, I had some negative effects, but I was told I would have these negative effects and that then they would go away. But so I definitely did try that years back. And that was also at the same time I was trying not to eat meat, and I was trying to go like vegetarian and even vegan. And so if you look at the videos of 2017, 18, back when I was doing that stuff, I looked the most unhealthy. So you can actually watch videos of me from 2017 and 18 where I don't look very healthy. And I looked pretty skinny and scrawny because I was only like 130 pounds at the time. Whereas now, I'm walking around more like 150 pounds, and my face looks a lot better, and I just look a lot better. So the diet and the stuff I was eating 3 years ago or so, 4 years ago, I was noticeably uh, worse looking than I am now. So it seems that I have somewhat reversed the aging. And if you look at before and after pictures, I look more healthy and better now than I did a few years back when I was trying to cut meat out. So that's basically just simple proof for me in my own body what works and what doesn't. Eric Ridlin says raw vegan made me so sick. Hey, you wouldn't be the only one. In fact, there's hundreds of people, if not thousands, of testimonials of why people are no longer vegan. So if you just type why I am no longer vegan here on YouTube, you're going to find tons of people who tried it and then gave it up. And there's even some vegan channels that had to give it up. And then they lose their entire audience, basically. Imagine building a whole channel around being vegan, and then one day you have to admit that it's ruining your health, and then everybody who watches you turns on you. Sad. Oh shit, I'm actually really gonna sneeze now. And I'm not gonna pull a popper thing, I just might actually sneeze. Or not. Never mind. Sneezing crisis averted. Pierre Rivero says, "Hey Jake, what are your feelings about giants and mud fossils, giants from the past?" I find it interesting. However, when it comes to historic stuff like that, I personally can't give any 100% conclusive proof. I did a video about the petrified elephants, and there's several different stones that look like elephants. And so the question then becomes, did elephants turn to stone? I don't know. I can't prove it, but there are some stones out there that look almost exactly like elephants. And then there's people out there who look like they've been turned to stone. And so you have to think, okay, did somebody carve an exact replica of a human, veins and everything? And is it possible to use primitive tools like hammer and chisel and carve a human out of stone? Or did humans get turned to stone? Either way, I can't prove it because I'm just a dude with a laptop. So I'm always just left to wonder when it comes to subjects like people turning to stone, uh, uh, mountains being giant trees, giants cutting down the giant tree mountains, what have you. I'm always just left to wonder and throw my hands up in the air and say, I really don't know. Now, there has been, uh, reports of giants being super huge. But as far as what I can prove and what I have seen proof of is that there are giant men like Andre the Giant or Paul White who have a condition where their growth hormone keeps getting produced way more so than it should, and it causes them eventually to die from it. So the humans that do have growth hormone that doesn't stop, it eventually kills them. And so, in order for there to be an actual giant that's 50 times bigger than a man, 100 times bigger, you have to think, well, what food are they eating to keep them alive? You know, and how many of them could actually exist? And where do all their remains go? And so, I find it interesting. However, I'm not 100% sold on giants and such. Just like I'm not 100% sold on anything from the past, anything long, long ago. You got to take it with a grain of salt. Aaron Calderon says there is proof of giant trees. Well, no, you have proof of what looked like tree stumps. What looked like tree stumps. You also have rocks out there that look like elephants. You have rocks out there that look like people. There are rocks that look like people that weren't carved by man, that just somehow accidentally look like people. There's rocks out there that look like petrified mushrooms. So then you have to ask yourself, how the hell was a big giant mushroom taller than you growing, and how the hell did it turn to stone? So there's a whole lot of magical shit that would have had to have gone on, and I can't prove any of it. So I'm not going to tell you for sure that there's no giants, and I'm not going to tell you for sure that there definitely was giants. What I can tell you is there's some really weird shit that you can find out there that doesn't seem to make any sense. Does it appear there are giant tree stumps? Yeah, but then where the hell did all the rest of the tops of the trees go? Now, I've seen all kinds of different mountains, and there are mountains that look like tree stumps. But then there are mountains that don't look like tree stumps. And then in Utah, they have plateaus. And some of the plateaus go for just a shitload of miles. And so what are you going to, you think that it's a 20 mile long tree with a plateau that's a rectangle? There's like rectangular plateaus in Utah where it's a mountain going up and then it's just flat. And some of them don't actually look like tree stumps. Some of them do, some of them don't. And so some of these plateaus are shapes that don't look like a round tree stump. Now, Devil's Tower out there in the middle of nowhere, that one totally looks like a tree stump. So there's rock formations that literally don't make any sense. Like there's rock formations that like out in the middle of Arizona and Utah that'll go up to a point and then have this big, huge ball on top, like a rock that gets all skinny, but then gets big again, like a big giant mushroom. And it's like, how the hell did lava make that, you know? There's some archways that just look as though it was specifically put there purposely, you know, or messed with by man in some way. And they're said to be all just 100% natural. There's faces that are in rocks that wasn't carved by anyone, and it just happens to look exactly like a human face in the rocks. And then there's rocks that people carved with what is said to be primitive tools where they made exact replicas of human that are so damn good. And if you ask anyone nowadays to take a hammer and chisel and do that same thing, no man can do it. Go to ask a man to take a hammer and a chisel and recreate an exact human. It's without modern tools, that is not easy. And so when you look at all the different buildings and statues they said were made with primitive tools, we obviously know that there's some bullshit there. And so if they're basically just using like concrete, like mixing together some sort of rock concrete to make these blocks and then form pyramids and then form these buildings using more of a concrete that's poured, well, then that takes away the lie of them using hammers and chisels and shit. So I often think that a lot of these, you know, old buildings and pyramids and whatnot that were told, you know, oh, they used this magical alien technology and they levitated these blocks. How about maybe they just use rock cement and they pour one wet layer of rock and then put another wet layer of rock, form the blocks. And so I think that some of these buildings and these statues, I think we're getting a joke played on us. So how old are some of these statues really? You know, when you look into like Stonehenge and then you find the old pictures of them building Stonehenge and basically pouring the stones with concrete, with cement mixers. Well, then it makes you wonder how much of our history is just pure bullshit. You know, tourist traps that were built in the 1900s, and then we're told that it's from the 1800s, 1700s. For instance, out in Utah, they have dinosaur tracks, and my dad thinks that they're real. And so now that I've figured out dinosaurs aren't real, then that means they go as far as to make fake tracks in the rocks. So there are rocks with a dinosaur's footprint, supposedly. So you know what that means? They make tourist traps where they make fake footprints in the rock for dinosaurs so that people will believe that dinosaurs existed. Just like they have dinosaur museums to make people believe that shit existed. So if they go as far as to say that dinosaurs existed and they have entire museums and bone structures set up to reinforce that lie, they'll go as far as they need to go to tell you the lie about history in every way, shape, or form. So anything from, even a couple hundred years ago, how do you even know that that's true? If they're going to lie about the dinosaurs millions of years ago, then how can you even trust anything from 100 years ago? So now when I look at history, I'm always like, yeah, how much of that's real? How much of that's just complete bunk, you know? Aaron, bro, that's just your opinion. So a lot of the stuff you're saying sounds wonderful and all, Aaron, but that's just your opinion, bro. Like at some point, here's what you sound like: magical fairy dust, bro. It's fairy tale, bro. It's the Tinkerbell, man. She took the blocks and then she decoded them and turned them into the special fairy tale realm, and it's all magical new agey shit, man. And the giants and the trees. It's like in the mastodons. It's like, dude, you don't know. You weren't there. You don't know. I get it. You're into it, bro, but you weren't there and you don't know. So, before you just go listening to any old story from any old person, just remember there's people out there who wanna get you to go down a rabbit hole of any kind. If they can get you to go down a rabbit hole of any kind and stay away from the truth, then they got you. There's a channel called God Lamastavy who tells people that we live in a moon crater and that Hitler is Walt Disney and Walt Disney World is a map of where we live. And he's got like 60,000 subs and people who buy that hook, line, and sinker. There's people right now in the chat who think we live in a moon crater because of that dude. Meanwhile, he's just now figuring out that circle moon crater maps don't work. So now he's changing his story about the shape of the moon crater because he just now figured out that an AE map doesn't work. So in 2022, this brilliant moon crater guy just now figures out the AE map doesn't work. Meanwhile, back in 2017, I told you the AE map doesn't work. But Moon Crater Man just now figured it out. Hey, Aaron, bro, if you're so smart and so far ahead of everybody, then go make a channel and talk about it. Tell us all about it and show us proof of all the things you know. I'm sure you'll have tons of subscribers. If you know all that stuff you know, then make a video about it and tell us all about it, dude. I'm not going to sit here and claim to know all about uh, giants and the tree stumps. Now, I will say there are some tree stumps, there are some rocks that look like tree stumps, but I can't completely prove it. And there's also some mountains and rocks that don't look like tree stumps at all. So there you go. Aaron says, I suck at social media. All right, so all you are is a dude chatting it up right now who likes to say a lot of stuff. All right. I've personally been lied to about so many things over and over again. I try not to like go down any rabbit hole too far because then you start looking at guys like who tell you that you live in a moon crater and Walt Disney is Hitler and that his and that he's got a map of the world at Walt Disney World, and then you'll end up listening to some dude like that. Now, you guys think that might sound funny. There's a dude telling people that. There's a dude right now with more subscribers than me who's being optimized by YouTube, who has some of the best like imagery. As far as like his videos, it's way too good. I can always tell a shill who's being optimized and who has like perfectly edited content. It's obvious that this dude's definitely the next like flat earth shill, and he wants to get everyone involved in the moon crater crap. You live in a moon crater, and Walt Disney is Hitler, and the map of the world is Walt Disney World. And if you want to escape, you have to get out of this moon crater and go to the next moon crater where all the elites live and all the dead celebrities are. And see, what's funny is that's his moon crater theory. And then another moon theory, a vibe of Cosmo, he says the entire moon is a big giant map of Earth. And so he says the entire moon is Earth, whereas God Lamastevy says we live inside of this little crater on the moon. See how it's two moon theories, but they're completely different. They're similar, but they're different. So God Lamastevy says we live inside this little itsy bitsy crater on the moon, and everything's just like a microscopic little version inside that crater. And Hitler is Walt Disney. And then the other moon crater guy says the entire Earth is a map of Earth. And then he fills it in with water and land and adds all these extra land masses that no one's ever seen or been to. And both of these guys just get tons of subs and tons of views without any proof of any of this bullshit. So there's flat earthers who literally just want to be told a story, and they totally will buy into it. And it's sad. I see these supposedly woke flat earthers can just be told anything by anyone, and they're like, whoa, Walt Disney is Hitler. We live in the moon crater. Whoa, mind blown. Meanwhile, they don't like stop to ask any basic questions like, well, where's the little sun that's supposed to be going on up there? Well, how come we don't see any of the ocean up there on the moon? How come it's only reflected in gray? How come this one guy says the whole moon is a map, and then the other guy says it's that we live inside a crater? That's a vast difference. If one of them's right and the other one's wrong, that means one of them's extremely wrong. So which one is it? Which one's the liar and which one's the truth teller? What happens if they're both liars? You see what I'm saying? If one guy says the entire moon is a map, and then he fills it in with water and land, and then the other guy says, oh yeah, the moon has craters, and each crater is its own little world. Well, that's two different fucking concepts. So that means if one guy's right and one guy's wrong, one guy's lying to you a lot. One guy's completely wrong. You see? So that's a problem with these moon map guys, is they both showed up at the exact same time. Both moon map guys showed up at the same time, and they never were around in 2016 or 17 or 18 or 19 or 20. It's like show up, or maybe about 2020 is when they finally show up. So you never heard of these moon map dudes until people got tired of the AE map. Once people figured out the AE map is bunk, stopped using it. Now they had to figure out a way to get people back into flat Earth. And how do they do? Oh, the moon crater shit. Now, see, I've done videos about both those guys to warn you not to fall down that trap. But I still get people commenting on my channel and posting links to these guys and being like, have you seen this new flat Earth video? I'm like, that's not a flat Earth video. All right, that's a fantasy video about some bullshit that doesn't exist. Aaron asking for a battle against a versus video against Professor Dave. Yeah, I haven't done a versus video against a globe cuck in a while. I could always go dust that video off again and do one of those. They're all the same pretty much. Anytime I go against a globe cuck, it's basically the same shit. But yeah. See, I actually am a little bit pissed off as far as the whole video making deal goes and versus videos as far as calling out shills go, because recently I made a video against Russian Vids and he filed a privacy complaint and had the video taken down because I showed his face and I said his name. So Russian Vids, RV Truth, doesn't want you to know his name is Ben Lyashenko, and he doesn't want you to see his face. And so since I showed his face and said his name, he filed a privacy complaint, and then YouTube went and took the videos down. So basically the game is rigged. It's tilted in the bad guy's favor. So a guy can make a video about me, lie about me, say whatever he wants about me. And then meanwhile, if I show the guy's face and say his name, YouTube removes the video. Go figure. So how the hell am I supposed to stay motivated, stay positive, stay happy, continue fighting the good fight when the game's rigged? Not only is my channel shadow banned, if I call out an agent for being an agent, YouTube just removes the video. Meanwhile, they'll optimize the agent who calls me a Mason with no proof. Andy R&B says he doesn't want his face shown. Yeah, he doesn't want his name or his face shown because he's a shill. Simple as that. He's been doing this for years. He's been called out by Flat Earth Reset, Mag Bitter Truth, and Polarization Nation, and me. So he's had 4 different people call him out. And he's still around doing the same bullshit. Like, all you have to do is go find the footage of him hanging out with Patty Steer talking about drinking piss and being vegan. It tells you everything you need to know. Meanwhile, there's people who are like, well, Jake, I'm sub to you and sub to RV because you guys both tell truth. So I just take the good and leave the bad. Fuck you. If you're subscribed to RV and you're going to take the good and leave the bad, well, fuck you then. That means you're subscribed to a guy who lies about me and calls me a Mason. What good are you taking from him? What is he telling you? He didn't warn you about this people's convoy. Oh, you guys are both truthers and I take the good and the bad. No, if someone calls me a con man and a liar and a Mason and they don't have any proof and then you support that person, well then fuck you then. I don't want your support over here. So any of you who want to tell me I'm sub to this guy who calls you a liar and a con man and I'm sub to you too, Jake, well fuck you. I don't want your subscription. Go on over there. I'm to the point now where it's like, this isn't about numbers. You know what I mean? This is about what's right and wrong. And in a way, it's about friendship too. If you support me and you watch me because you like the info that I bring, and then in a second, you're going to go support somebody who lies about me and does a hit piece about me, and then tell me you like both of us and you're just going to stay subscribed to both of us. Yeah, well, how would you like it if I supported someone who made a hit piece about you? Think about it the other way. Think if, I don't know, let's say Simon Dan was to make a video about you and say you're a fucking no good flat earth idiot. And then you saw me over there in the comments section saying, yeah, he is. He's totally stupid, supporting that guy. And then I was like, yeah, I'm just supporting both sides. Would you be cool with that? Have you ever had a friend or somebody out there who is hanging out with somebody who's talking shit about you? Doesn't it bother you? Imagine someone out there, I'm sure you've had this happen, is talking shit about you, saying things about you, making up rumors. You've had that happen. Remember that time somebody lied about you, made up a rumor about you? Now imagine one of your friends hanging out with that person. Doesn't it kind of piss you off? Now you can't tell who your friends, who they should and shouldn't hang out with. However, friendship does come into play if you see, let's say, your good buddy hanging out with somebody who makes up lies about you, and they're like, hey, just because this guy talks shit about you doesn't mean I'm going to stop hanging out with him. So at the end of the day, you have to be like, well, fine. If that's the type of people you want to hang out with, then screw you. And so I'm in a situation now where people make hit pieces about me as damage control. And then I'll even see a few of my own subscribers supporting that person. Oh, I'm going to support this guy calling Jake a liar and support Jake. Doesn't work that way. If I spot you over there in the comment section of people making hit pieces about me, I don't want you here, and I will spot you and I will get rid of you. So you can continue watching, but you won't be able to comment. I won't ever see it ever again. So pick and choose wisely. A few of you guys, not many, 3, 4, decided, oh, I'm going to go choose these other guys because they made a hit piece about Jake. All right. Go have fun watching that content for the rest of your life. You're not going to come over here and participate any longer. Or you'll have to go get inside of a sock account in order to participate. So basically, I've had subscribers not only turn on me, but worse, YouTube removes them. So anytime I do go live or make a video, YouTube will automatically remove my subs. I've been told by my most loyal subs that they've been removed multiple times. I've been told by people that they've been unsubbed 3 times, 4 times, or more. So if my most loyal subs are being unsubbed, think about all the people who don't notice, the people who may only watch me once in a while. If they get removed, they might not notice for months or months before they maybe finally go check on my channel. So if I look at what YouTube does to me, if they're blatantly going to unsubscribe my most loyal subscribers, my most loyalist of fans, the people who love me the most, they're going to blatantly unsub them over and over again. What does that tell me? YouTube has me shadow banned and suppressed to the point where they're removing my audience. So how big should this channel be? This backup channel should definitely be somewhere around 50,000 subs. The main channel, the asshole channel, should probably be between 300 and 500,000 subs. The asshole channel should be at 500,000 subs easily. If over the last bunch of years they've been unsubscribing even my best and most loyal subscribers over and over again, then think about all the people who they got rid of who never came back. So I look at the amount of people they probably dumped from my page over and over and over, hid from me. That my asshole channel should be somewhere around 500,000. Now imagine if they would have let me grow, if they hadn't shadow banned me. Imagine how hard my verbal fists would be. Imagine if I had 500,000 subs and I made a video about Simon Dan or Joe Rogan. Bam! I'd be smacking them so damn hard. Imagine if YouTube allowed me to grow without suppressing me and unsubbing my subs and shadow banning me, and I had 500,000 subs, I could blow this damn convoy out of the water. The problem is they suppress me and they're only letting me get to 2 to 3, 4,000 people. Even on the asshole channel, I have 40,000 subs. They cut my views off at 5,000 every time. I'll get a video that'll go up to about 5,000 and then they cut it off. So 40,000 subscribers, they cut the views off at 5,000 views. Over here on the backup channel, maybe 2,000 to 3,000 views, and then they cut it off. So if they wouldn't have shadow banned me, and if they would have let me continue to grow, my guess is the asshole channel, Jake the Asshole, I would easily have somewhere around 500,000. If Richie from Boston got to 400,000, I should have got to 500,000. Now, anywhere between 300, 500,000 seems like a realistic number to where the channel should have gotten to. And if I would have got there, like I said, then I could be dropping bombs on people. RV Truth, I would have annihilated him. With 500,000 subscribers, I would have bashed Russian videos so hard, I would have opened up everyone's mind to who he is, what his real name is, and all that good stuff. And blown him out of the water forever. But instead, they cap me at 5,000 views, and he files privacy complaints, gets the videos taken down. Meanwhile, my own subscribers who love me the most are the ones who keep getting unsubscribed. And of course, they come and they tell me, so I have proof of it happening. So basically, over the last few days, it's really gotten to me that no matter what I do, no matter what I say, I can't unban shadow ban my channel. I can't fix the algorithms. I can't make them stop stealing my subs, you know? I can't really do anything about it. So I just got to roll with the punches. So it's very frustrating. One thing I'm going to stop doing, or do less of, I should say, is I'm going to stop mentioning the names of these shill channels. Every time I mention them, it's like I'm giving them a shout out. And so I learned my lesson that my words are powerful. And if I shout out a channel, whether I'm talking good or talking bad, people have the tendency to go to that channel and watch. And so if I give someone a shout out, I might be sending 200, 500 people in that direction. And so when I talk about these shills anymore, I'm going to stop giving them attention. I'm just going to stay focused on what's happening. So like this psyop, for instance, this trucker psyop, I need to stay focused on what their next move is and what their ultimate end goal is, and try and warn you about it. And I need to ignore these damn shills and people trying to ride my coattails. I need to ignore them and stop mentioning them, because all it is just bringing more drama and bullshit to the channel that I don't need, and it keeps me distracted from giving you guys the real news of what's going on. If I'm spending my time telling you about this shill bag who said this thing about me and how it's not true, well, what they do is they've distracted me and wasted my time to keep me from talking about this damn convoy and about the staged war. So I'm going to stay focused on these subjects that I need to tell you about to get the truth out. And I'm going to talk less and less about these shill bags. So they're not going to get any more promotion, be it good or bad, from me. Aaron Calderon says, if they have 1.6 milli like Professor Dave, you will get some more followers. Yeah, bro. I've had Simon Dan make videos about me, and he's got like, how many subs? I haven't been to his channel in a while. Let me check. So I've had Simon Dan make videos about me. I've had Professor Stick make videos about me, a cartoon stick figure with hundreds of thousands. So Simon Dan has 443,000 subscribers, and he makes videos about me like every 4 or 5 months. He'll include me. Sometimes it's just like a little clip. He'll go find like a little clip of me saying that space is fake, and then he'll be like, this is personal incredulity. He always says personal incredulity. So he'll just take a clip of me saying that space is fake, SpaceX is fake, let's say, and he'll go, SpaceX isn't fake. You're experiencing personal incredulity. And just because you are experiencing personal incredulity doesn't mean you should grasp at straws and say that SpaceX is fake. So he basically will just say whatever I says is wrong, and then repeat whatever he Googles. So he just goes to Google and just repeats whatever mainstream science bullcrap says, and then passes that off as if he's intelligent. So a guy with 443,000 subscribers will routinely check in on me, watch my content, so that he can make a video about me to make money. So he makes money on guys like me just stealing clips and then saying that I'm wrong, right? And he makes a living doing that. And then there's other guys, you know, who don't have as many subs, Fight the Flat Earth, Micktoon, who basically are just knockoffs of Simon Dan. And they have the exact same job, professional globe cuck. Professional globe cuck is a job, and if you do it well enough, if you're extremely annoying and obnoxious, then you can make a lot of money. Here's how it goes. If you're extremely annoying, obnoxious person, and your voice sounds like nails on a chalkboard, then you can go online, find people who talk about flat Earth, and you can even find the cult members who use the AE map. And all you have to do is just make videos about them, saying that they're stupid and that they are experiencing personal incredulity. All you have to do is just say personal incredulity and then point at the person and then say Earth is a globe and this person thinks it's flat, personal incredulity, and the money will just come rolling in apparently. This is a thing that you can do for a living, and there's people out there who don't mind making a paycheck any way they can. And so they'll get on camera and they'll be obnoxious and annoying, and they'll tell people Earth is a globe, and they can't believe that there's people out there who think it's flat, and they want to dedicate their entire life to telling people it's definitely not flat. And then overnight, thousands of subscribers show up, and then they have this audience. Like overnight, it tends to happen. And YouTube optimizes those videos. And then before long, those people start getting product placement. So you start seeing them do advertisements. Hi, I want to sell you Raycon earbuds in my video about how the flat earth is bullshit. Hi, I want to sell you this phone application video game in this video about how flat earthers are stupid. Hi, this is a Flat Earthers Are Stupid compilation, and I want you to download this app and then buy this security malware crap, whatever. So they get these product placements and these advertisements to where they get thousands of dollars for that, and then they get the ad revenue and the optimization from YouTube. So YouTube will reward anybody, it seems, who wants to make pro-globe content. And you have to think, like, how many people out there love the globe so much that they want to watch pro-globe content? Like, I know people, friends and family members, who don't think that the earth is flat. But they don't watch Craig. They don't fight the flat earth Craig. They don't watch Simon Dan. They don't watch any of those guys. So my thing is, like, who are these audience members? Who are these fans and subs who love the globe so much that they actually want to watch and support Fight the Fat Ass Craig? Who are these people who want to watch and support a Professor Dave or a Simon Dan? Or even worse, Mick Toon? Like, who out there is as big of a nerd and loves the globe so much that on their free time, when they can do anything in the world, they want to be entertained by a pro-globe cuck video content creator? Just the whole thing doesn't make sense. So the fact that those guys have as many subs and as many viewers as they do is mind-blowing to me. Like, there's people out there who are like, wow, I can't wait to watch Simon Dan's next video. He's so fucking awesome. The way he says that the flat earthers are stupid and that they don't know what they're talking about is the greatest thing in the world. Personal incredulity. Personal incredulity to the max, isn't it? So I don't understand how the fuck these guys have fan bases to begin with, because none of them have any talent. They're not funny. They don't have any good jokes. None of them are talented. They can't sing. They can't play guitar or bass. They don't have like a cool rock band or a music video to show you. I have all those things. I'm funny. I make good music. I can literally just pick up my instrument and just play something for you that some of you will enjoy at any moment, right? I have genuine, actual, God-given talent, and I display it all the time for you. I can do impersonations. I can do jokes. I can be serious and tell you the truth. I'm a very dynamic individual. When I look at these Globe Cuck channels, here's what I notice. They're talentless hacks. They're not funny. They're always annoying. They're always obnoxious. They always seem like fifi men, like gay boys, right? They always seem like they're Nancy boys. Simon Dan has this Nancy boy thing going on. Fight the Flat Earth Craig, Nancy boy thing going on, right? Mick Toon has this live in his mom's basement Nancy boy thing going on. Jack, do you live in your mom's basement? Why don't you come debate against me? And they always want me to come debate. They always, like, that's their life's ambition, is to get me to debate. I have had these guys stalk me and email me incessantly, even when I stop responding. I stopped responding to Craig, and he has He has different email addresses and he won't leave me alone. And he's like, why don't you debate against Craig? It's like, yeah, I know it's you, Craig. No one else is going to email me about debating Craig unless it's you, Craig. And so since I stopped fucking talking to Craig Fight the Flat Earth, he'll use random email addresses pretending to be someone else. And he'll be like, how come you don't debate? Why don't you go debate Fight the Flat Earth Craig? And I'm like, yeah, because I know this is you, Craig, and I'm not going to go waste my time over on your channel. So the fact that there is a such thing as a professional globe cuck, and the fact that they always want Jake the asshole, what does that tell you? They don't ask RV Truth to come debate. They want me. Do you know when Fight the Flat Earth Craig talks about me, he makes more money than anyone. And so he begs me to come debate against him. Same with McToon. They fucking beg me to debate. You know why? It's because they'll get a pay bonus. If I go over there on their channel, they will get a pay bonus. Fight the Flat Earth Craig specifically told me when I showed up and cussed him out the one time I showed up on his channel just to call him a fat ass and cuss him out, that he made $800 in super chats in that short time. So he was begging me to come back on again. So if he's going to beg me to come on, what am I going to do? Oblige? I'm going to say, no, screw you. I'm not coming on your channel so you can make money on me. You want me specifically to go there so you guys control me and you can make money on me. What does that tell you? Why does this exist? How come on this platform, there's groups of men who can make money all day long talking about Jake the asshole? Meanwhile, if Jake the asshole tells you the name of a government agent, my videos get taken out. Meanwhile, if I show you proof that the C word doesn't exist, my videos get taken out. Meanwhile, if I prove to you when they put on shooting events, my videos get taken out. But it's perfectly acceptable if you have a Globe Cuck channel and you want to call me a stupid idiot flat earther. That's totally acceptable. In fact, you can make a living doing that. There are men who make a living talking about Jake the asshole. Wow. And people say, I'm a grifter or I'm a con man. When there are people talking about me, saying how much they love the globe, who make more than me by a lot. Wow, interesting. Will Brax says Craig is acting and pretending. Haha, that guy is a clown. Yeah, Fight the Fat Ass Craig is definitely doing a job, and he has to pretend every single conspiracy ever doesn't exist. There are no conspiracies. There never were. And anything and everything the government says and anything and everything the television says is true. He has to. His character depends on that. That's what he's paid to do. So when it comes to this, oh, he's for him. He loves them. He can't get enough of them. He can't wait to go get his 5th booster, right? When it comes to this, oh yeah, it's definitely a deadly, deadly disease. It'll kill you and everybody. You should be afraid and you should wear a muzzle. Whatever the TV says, Craig has to go along with it. That's how you can easily spot these globe cucks in that they're definitely being paid. They're definitely being paid not just by YouTube, not just by the advertisement revenue and the product placement. No, they're getting extra money. And you know where an easy way to pay these shills is Patreon, PayPal. Donations can come in from private donors, and that's how the money can be laundered. So these shills can easily be paid by government sources through Patreon, PayPal, easily. Now they'll say, there's no such thing as a professional globe cuck. There's no such thing. Yes, there is. You guys talk about me, and you can't wait to get me in a debate, and all you do is talk about how stupid flat earthers are, and you have zero content outside of that. What does that tell you? So if you go to one of these professional globe cucks channel, every single video is about how stupid flat earthers are. They don't have one video telling you that the VAXX is not good. So it's funny how all these guys who are against flat earthers and love the globe, they also love these, and they can't wait to get as many as possible. Not one of them is anti-VAXX. Wow, funny how that works. Going back and reading a few comments. Mud Slut Music says, do nukes exist? No, I don't think so. I think bombs and missiles do exist. And I think they have some pretty good bombs that can blow up a city per se. You know, they could probably blow up an entire city. But do I think that they have these world-ending nuclear bombs that blow a gigantic hole in a country? No, I don't think so. There's a lot of old fake footage which suggests otherwise. But they do have bombs that can definitely be dropped and do major damage. And Genital 69 says, Luna, demon. All right, so we have some fans here from my parody channel. I haven't made a parody video in like 10 days, 11 days or something, because Spearage Gatis hasn't made a video over on his main channel. And his last bunch of videos get less and less views each time. You guys, there's a channel that I'm trolling who I've basically got to lose damn near half or more of his viewership. So Spearage Svedia was getting 30, 40,000 views on average. And now he's only getting maybe 10,000 views. So basically, over the last few months of me trolling him with my parody videos are starting to pick up steam. I'm gaining more subs by the day. And so less and less people are watching him and starting to funnel over to my channel to watch the parody videos. And then once you start watching my parody videos, then you're going to go over there and start trolling him the same way. So now people are trolling him saying, lore, Luna, demon, over on his chat and in his comments section. So now he's having to delete and censor people who watch me. So basically a channel with 100,000 subs I have damn near destroyed. And he deserves it for what he's done. For what he's done to his audience, he deserves it. Aaron Calderon says, Fight the Flat Earth has fake subs, bro. Yeah, they have subs that they buy, but then they also do get optimization through YouTube. And there are a lot of stupid people out there who hit the sub button. So yeah, Fight the Flat Earth Craig, I'm sure most of his sub count can be inflated. But also, you know, these guys get optimization, like Simon Dan gets tons of optimization through YouTube. So he'll get hundreds of thousands of views on his videos simply because YouTube will put them out there. If YouTube puts you in recommended searches and shows you on people's recommendations for videos, people will just randomly find it and click it. If they don't show you on the recommended screen, then that's that many less people who aren't going to see you. So they don't recommend my videos, and they don't let you find my videos even if you type out the entire damn title. And so hardly anybody's being notified when my content comes out. You basically have to show up here and look for it specifically. And even with that, I still can get 3, 4, 5,000 views. Even with them shadow banning me and trying to censor the shit out of me, I still can get 5,000 views. So in a way, it's actually pretty miraculous that I'm able to still get thousands of views and still get as many of you tuning in and watching, even with them trying their best to censor me. So even with them trying to censor me, I still find a way to get my message out there to the ones who want to hear it the most. Retro Bill says nobody watches FTFE, McToon, or Cyman fake subs. No, they do have some real people who are into that shit. They do. I actually went over there and looked at some of their subs, and some of them are real. Like, for instance, they have this like tranny lady who watches them, and I went over and checked to see if some of these subs are actually real, and they are real people who are sad sacks of shit to where they're entertained by trolling flat earthers because they don't have anything better going on in life. So they think since flat earthers are not smart because they didn't go to school and they didn't learn, they find it to be entertaining to troll flat earthers and say shit to people that they think are not as smart as them. So since they view anyone who thinks that the earth is flat as being not smart, they find enjoyment out of watching guys like Cy Mandan fight the flat earth Craig. So they do actually have some people out there who actually watch that shit and find enjoyment. It's sad, but it's true. Andy RB says distilled water is the purest water you can drink. I actually have that in my fridge too. So I keep distilled water. I mean, it's in a plastic jug, so it makes me wonder, like how pure is it? But I got distilled right here. But guy, I love me some raw milk. Love me some raw milk. I try not to drink too much water and get most of my hydration through milk, like fresh oranges. So I like raw milk, and then try not to drink too much water. If you drink too much water and you're peeing all the time, you can deplete yourself of different minerals and actually dehydrate yourself even, which you wouldn't think if you drink a bunch of water that you dehydrate yourself. But if you're constantly peeing out that water and it's leaching minerals from your body, it can actually be bad for you and not beneficial. So you actually don't want to drink too much water to where you're peeing all the time. Dragonfire says plastic cause cancer. I've heard. Yeah, I just haven't taken time to pour that jug into something else. So basically everything's bad. No matter what you do, there's something bad about everything out there, it seems. So everything's bad. Everything's going to get you. Everything's going to kill you. For instance, the other day I was going to order a pizza from Domino's. And then just as I was going to place my order, it says at the bottom, warning, our products are cooked inside ovens which have some product that causes cancer. And I'm like, God damn. So then I canceled my order and I didn't get it. So something as simple as that. Like I was on an app. I was going to get a Domino's pizza. And it has this warning message saying that they have ovens that have a certain chemical inside or something with these ovens. And so their ovens cause cancer and birth defects. And it was like this big bold warning at the bottom. So I'm like, son of a bitch, I can't even eat a damn pizza. So I canceled my order. Then I went and got a burrito instead. TM 42023 says everything is known to cause cancer in California. Yeah, everything's been ruined. If it doesn't cause cancer, then it's been ruined in some way or another. You know what my biggest problem with trying to find ways to entertain myself is that all the stuff I used to like years ago has been tainted. Like all the old TV shows I used to watch, like I can't watch them anymore. It's because now I just see all the satanic messages and the NWO agendas. So basically, if I try to go back and watch stuff that I used to like, I don't like it anymore. Or it doesn't stand the test of time and it's not funny anymore. Right. And then places that you used to go and things that you used to go do have changed. And so now, like, there might be people who are, wearing masks and shit that go to these places, and the vibe has changed. And I've just noticed just anything that I like seems like it's been tainted in some way or another. And so now I have a hard time just finding something that I even want to watch and enjoy. So, for instance, on YouTube, I keep getting recommended crap. And then if I try and go look up something that's not crap, it's like, well, what's not crap? If I research conspiracies, that's all just negative bullshit. Doesn't make me feel good. And then if I watch something that I know is just mind numbing entertainment, well, then I know I'm just wasting my time with mind numbing entertainment, right? Like, how can you get on Netflix and try and just watch something that's mind numbing just for entertainment when you know that these shows are made to push NWO agendas? You know that they're wasting your time. So I have this inner battle whenever I go to just watch something, for my own entertainment or enjoyment. Like, what the hell am I going to watch? Here's a good one. I used to watch football. Well, I can't watch football now. I used to love football, but I can't watch it now because I know it's rigged and I know it's scripted and it's bullshit. So I don't want to hear about football. So there's something that, like, or any sport. So whether it be baseball or basketball, shit, the sports are rigged. Vegas is in bed with all the sports leagues. So that's something that I used to like that I no longer enjoy anymore and that I feel negatively about. Um, pro wrestling. I used to, when I was a teenager, love pro wrestling. And into my early 20s, I liked it. But now I see it more like satanic and pushing an NWO agenda. All the women are drag queens pretending to be women, and Vince McMahon is a satanic dude. So there's a part of me that wants to go back and watch some old wrestling matches from when I was a kid, or the Attitude Era. But then I realized, that's a waste of time. There's nothing to be gained by doing it. And as a whole, the organization is crooked and pushing satanic agendas. So even if I want to go back and watch an old match from when I was a kid, if I want to watch Hulk Hogan take on Macho Man or whatever from the 80s, I know that I'm supporting, something that pushes satanic agenda, NWO agenda. I'm supporting, evil, basically. So that doesn't make me feel good. So anything that I want to watch on a TV screen anymore, just for my own personal enjoyment, there's this inner battle of like, oh, I'm watching something that's promoting an NWO agenda. I can't do that. Right? So it sucks when you start waking up to the point where you can't watch anything on TV at all anymore, even if you just want to entertain yourself for a couple hours. You watch a Hollywood movie. Hollywood movies are made by what? Usually sick, evil Jews, right? So your Hollywood movies have foreshadowing of the future, right? It's pushing NWO agendas in your Hollywood movies. Even if your beloved movies from the past, you go back and watch now, you watch them with a new mind. You don't see them like you saw them years ago. When you watch now, your brain's like, oh shit, I never noticed that they were pushing this agenda before. Oh shit, I never thought that they were foreshadowing the future in that old movie. Now, when I watch that old movie, it's like they were prepping us for what's to come. Shit. So everything feels like it's been spoiled or ruined in a way. Even dating and courtship. If you look at what the boogeyman disease has done, it's turned a lot of women against a lot of men. It's turned a lot of women into absolute sheeple, you know. And at the same time, there's a lot of content being made bashing women, and hell, I'm guilty of that too. And so what they've done is uh, they can turn man and woman against each other easier than ever before. So whenever I watch any sort of content, it's like, what agenda is being pushed here? And am I going to waste my time and finish watching this? So I'll get 10 minutes into something, realize I'm wasting my time, and then be like, should I continue? And then I'll shut it off. And then I'll feel weird not knowing what to do with myself. Well, what is an acceptable way to entertain yourself anymore? What is not tainted? Jonna X says, hi, Jake. Could you please play some music, sing after you are finished with the topics of tonight? Thank you. And we, your mods and subs, love you. Keep up the great work. Oh, thank you very much, Jonna. I appreciate that. So I'll wrap up my talk here soon, and I'll play some music before I go. But here's a good example. So I used to like Louis C.K. I thought he was a good stand-up comedian. And then ever since he fell down the Hollywood ladder and got in trouble in Hollywood for jerking off, it's as if he sold his soul. And now he talks about like subjects that are basically not funny anymore. And so now if you watch Louis C.K., he'll do like a 20-minute segment on pedo shit, on how awesome it is to be a pedo. Oh, there's a lot of pedos out there, which makes me think it must be awesome to be a pedo. I mean, people are pedos, so that must mean it's wonderful. And so I used to like guys like Louis C.K., and then I tried to watch his most recent comedy special, and I got like 10 minutes into it, and I had to shut it off because it was terrible. It was like he came out, he's like, hey, what's up, guys? All right, now I'm going to start talking about pedo stuff. He did one of these, and then he went into like 20 straight minutes of pedo shit. And I was like, okay, not watching this anymore. And this was a dude I used to think was funny. He was like an actual good stand-up comedian who covered lots of different like run-of-the-mill topics, a stand-up. And I've even been to see him do stand-up live, and he was funny. But now it's like he sold his soul ever since he was like Hollywood jerk off guy. Now it's like all he wants to do is make pedo jokes. Just be a fucking loser. Gross, dude. Bud Beekman says disc golf, frisbees. Yeah, here's my problem with disc golf. I'll throw a good shot and I'll be like, man, this sport's fun. I like this sport. And then the very next shot, I'll throw it into the bushes, and then I'll turn into Happy Gilmore. Son of a bitch! I hate this sport! I'm never playing again! It's a fucking waste of time! So I'm basically like, I have the aggression of Happy Gilmore, but for real. So I'll throw a disc and like, I'll like it. But then the very next shot, I'll throw my disc into the bushes and lose it. And then I'll just be pissed off. And then I'll not play for 6 months. In fact, the last time me and my friend Brian went out, I had a bad day and he beat me at disc golf. And I rage quit. And I fucking haven't played since. So I have a problem with competition. And it's basically goes like this. If I start competing, and I start getting serious, I'm going to want to win. And if I don't win, I'm going to fucking rage quit. And so something as simple as like checkers, like I'll rage quit and throw the whole board against the wall. So I basically learned I'm not allowed to play sports and stuff against people and get serious because it will turn me into a pissed off person over nothing, over something as simple as a game. I will get mad and rage quit. So competition can be a very ugly thing for me, even if it's something very stupid that's not going to make me any money. And so disc golf is one of these sports where I bought my own discs. I went out and I practiced. I got kind of good, and then any day I go play somebody and I lose, I turn into Happy Gilmore, and I want to just like throw all my discs in the garbage and punch people in the face. And I realize that's not a very healthy thing to do. So I can't play disc golf without getting angry, and I can't play regular golf without getting angry. And so I have to focus my efforts on something that's fun and entertaining that doesn't require direct competition with anyone. Because if it's a direct competition with somebody and I'm taking it serious and I want to win and then I lose, like it ruins my whole damn day. So, uh, just trying to find something enjoyable anymore at my age that hasn't been tainted is hard enough, and not having to rely on other people. What can you do alone that's super fun, hasn't been tainted? So it can be hard, on just a regular night. Like, let's say tonight after I shut down the stream, it can be hard to figure out what the hell to do with myself. I don't want to sit here all night and look into negative conspiracy shit all night. But then on the flip side, if I watch some mind-numbing bullshit, well, then I feel like I'm wasting my time and not learning anything. So if you guys ever deal with that, then you probably know what I'm talking about. It's as if everything in the world has been tainted, and trying to find legitimate happiness is getting tougher by the day. Dragonfire says, I used to play online chess, but I stopped because everyone quits when I'm about to checkmate. Yeah, I remember back when I played video games years ago, I'd be playing like Call of Duty or Madden, and if I started losing, I would yell and scream and rage quit. Back in my video game days, I probably broke 10 different controllers. I would rage quit, and I would take the controller and chuck it at the wall. And then I would go pick it up like a little while later and check on it to see if I broke it. And then sometimes I would accidentally break it, and then I'd have to go buy a new one. So imagine breaking your controller and then buying another one the next day, like an idiot. And I also learned that I was wasting my time and I wasn't accomplishing the things that I wanted to accomplish. So I gave up video games. So the last video game console that I bought was an Xbox 360. That was like the last time I owned a console. All right. All right. So before I get out of here, I'll play a little bit for you, I guess. Maybe sing a little bit.
Check, check, check a hey. space. NASA never went to the moon. There are no satellites in space. NASA never went to the moon. The image you see in the telescope, it might be a hologram. Have you ever heard of this thing called Project Bluebeam? 'Cause you'd be amazed what they're actually doing with all of our money. They're keeping us locked away from the land of milk and honey. There are no satellites in space. NASA never went to the moon. There are no astronauts in space. Oh, but so you'd assume there are no satellites in space. So NASA never went to the moon. There is no space station in space. NASA never went to the moon. You can't fool me, 'cause I'm too slick. Woo! You can't fool me, 'cause my mind's too quick, bitch. So suck on my dick. No, I'm not falling for your corny cartoons. Hell no. Because I am not a well indoctrinated buffoon. Woo! There are no satellites in space. NASA never went to the moon. There are no astronauts in space. So you'd assume there are no satellites in space. NASA never went to the moon. There is no space station in space. So NASA never went to the moon. No, NASA never went to the moon. Oh, NASA never went to the moon. No, they didn't. No, no. I said NASA never went to the moon. No, they didn't. Not even fucking once, y'all. I said NASA never went to the moon. Oh, no. I said NASA never went to the moon. NASA never went to the moon. No, they didn't. Not even once, y'all. I said no, NASA never went to the moon. Hey! All right, there you go. Little NASA never went to the moon. Oh, got some donations coming in from Rose Bellman. Says, you make me happier, Jake. Hey, thank you very much. You guys make me happier as well. I'm glad we could all be here together today. And thank you for everyone who joined me. Thank you for these wonderful donations coming in. Let me read a few of them. All right, so Rose Bellman says, you make me happier, Jake, with a
generous donation. Thank you very much, Rose. Glad you could be here today. Gregor says, great stream. Jake, with a happy face. Thank you very much for your generous donation, Greg. I'm glad you enjoyed it. All right. All right, guys. So that was pretty much it for today. If you missed the beginning of the stream, definitely go back and watch it if you want to hear about the People's Convoy. I'll probably do a stream over on the Asshole channel tomorrow. And I'll see what goes down with the convoy tonight. And then we'll discuss over on the Asshole channel tomorrow what's likely to go down. So I'm thinking tomorrow mid-afternoon, tomorrow night around this same time, I'll stream over on the Jake the Asshole channel. So make sure you are subscribed to my main channel, Jake the Asshole. And again, if you guys want one of my shirts, this one right here, if you want my own design here, the description down below, you can grab this for 20 bucks, support this channel directly, and blow your friends away with how smart you are. All right. So until then, this is Jake the Asshole and my dog Rusty saying have a good night. Enjoy what's left of your life. Peace.